Good morning, my brothers in recovery. Hopefully, everyone is coming off of a joyous and successful last 24 hours. This morning, I wanted to talk about progress and not perfection. So, anyone who's been to a meeting, that's something that we talk about a lot. Is we're aiming for progress, not perfection. And I think that's something that's important for us all to keep in mind, especially in our road through recovery. Because there's going to be times where you stumble. That doesn't necessarily mean a relapse, but there will be times where you stumble back possibly into behaviors that used to be the norm when you were drinking or using, you know. Um, so I think it's important to just kind of level set ourselves that we are human. We should be aiming for progress, not perfection. And it almost becomes a philosophical breakdown. Anyone who's ever had kids or been around a kid knows that they all have doctorates in philosophy because they'll constantly ask why, and they'll take why all the way to its extreme end. And you can do that with anything. You can do it with science. You continually ask how until eventually you don't have an answer. And the same thing goes with us as we're making progress through recovery, because there's a tendency to compare ourselves to other people. And it's not just in recovery that we compare ourselves. We compare ourselves with people's jobs, with their families, our perceived notion that they're doing better than us, and we should be like that. And we're comparing ourselves. And I would really argue against that, because if you do the same thing with our comparisons of ourselves to other people, and you take it to its ultimate end of comparing one person to another, then eventually you get to the only person who was perfect, and that was Christ Jesus. And you're never going to stack up to that. And we're not supposed to. We're called to follow in his footsteps and do the best that we can and make progress. But we're never going to attain the level of perfection of Christ. And he doesn't want us to. So, for anyone out there who maybe hit a stumbling block or is feeling like their sobriety or recovery isn't going as easily or as well as somebody else, just remember, we're not here to compare to anyone else but ourselves. Our measuring stick is how we did yesterday. That's why I say focus on the next 24 hours, and that's it. So hopefully everyone is doing better today than they were yesterday, and so on and so forth. But yeah, remember, progress, not perfection. And it's dangerous to go alone.